Sonia, so we were talking about shared lives for families.
Yeah.
And is there anything in particular that you like about living in a shared lives family?
Going in the lounge with the family to talk to them and watch the telly. Just talk to them.
Yeah, just someone there for them.
Just
Yeah.
someone there to go with, really.
Yeah.
It's a nice clean home. Go for walks and do the shopping, got my own bedroom, my own television. Yeah.
If you're not happy with anything, Jim, just let me know.
How do they talk to you? Do they treat you with
Mine don't talk to me with respect, mine does.
respect? Yeah.
But John Moore doesn't do it. She does chat, doesn't she? She chat at you.
Okay. All right. Really?
Yeah, she's not very good at all.
I thought that the people who came along, the people with learning difficulties, were some of the bravest people I've ever met. They were some of the nicest people, kind-hearted, good people. And at the end of the day, you know, they're the best sort of people on the planet.
We were asked to undertake the stakeholder engagement for Shared Lives on behalf of the Shropshire Providers Consortium. Overall, there were many positive things to say about Shared Lives, and one of the main strengths that I felt that shone through was the carers' dedication within the whole service.
I thought that the approach that we took to the people who use the service and the carers was really what met their requirements, and which kind of created an ideal environment for honest and open dialogue, where people could actually express suggestions for improvements to the service, as well as their own personal experiences.
The approach that we took was to look at what opportunities and threats there might be for the new social enterprise business, to explore preferred means of communication and involvement in the governance and in the arrangements for the new business, and ideas for improvements and new services. And we talked to the main stakeholders that had been identified by the Shared Life service, and that was essentially carers and people who were receiving the service. And we told them about the ideas for the new social enterprise and that the council would be supporting that. What we didn't do was to worry the people using the service too much about it, but to explain that there were going to be some changes in the way that it was managed, and that there was an opportunity for people to have their say in things that they would like to see.
What came clear through to me was the fact that they are really kind of committed to supporting vulnerable people to lead more independent lives. They see it very much as a healthy relationship that they've got with the service, but with the changes being proposed towards moving towards a social enterprise, very much feel that they have a responsibility to Shared Lives as well, and would very much welcome the opportunity of being involved in the decisions, which they feel are not only just important for the service but for themselves as carers and the people they actually look after.
We did 2 workshops.
Yes.
And that was two days. I can only imagine what it must be like for the carers as well, who have to facilitate their needs day in and day out. That must surely take a lot out of people. It's hard to get the balance right, especially if you have more than one person in your Shared Lives family.
Do you think that it's a good idea to meet as a group?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it's a good idea?
They can discuss different things.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. And is it good to hear what other people are doing as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about the?
I think it can be a bad idea from time to time.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because sometimes not everybody can get what you're saying, or your words can get changed to something else.
Yeah.
Do you think you should meet with people?
I think we should meet with people in good ways, not bad ways.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say, I think the thing that I learned, first and foremost, was that everyone has got a voice. even with the people who you know, had difficulties learning stuff. No matter how hard it is to get through to them, they've still got a voice, they've still got to have an opinion on something. So, you know, you've got to make the effort to listen to them.
Why do you think the service users should have a say in running the service?
So that everybody that has a say will be treated as an equal.
At the board level, which will coincide with the more localised meetings, which everybody, not just carers, independent carers, but also parent carers as well, and that would very much welcome regular information in terms of what progress is being made, decisions being taken, as well as explanations as to why those decisions have been made, and the opportunity through not just meetings, but the opportunity of actually providing feedback to involve people. There needs to be a range of different communication channels to reflect people's preferences.
Have you had a friend who was thinking that they might want to move and they might be thinking maybe of trying a shared lives placement? What do you think you'd say to them? What advice would you give them?
It depends on like the family they're going to, and it depends if the person's in a wheelchair or on the needs.
Yeah, so the needs of the person's got to match with the family is what you're saying, yes?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
And do you think that's happened to you? Do you think that worked for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they understand, like because having a learning difficulty, they understand.
I go to a respite centre at Church Stretton. It is really, really nice, and they make me feel very welcome and very at home.
So some of the things that actually came out during the workshops with the service users were very simple things that could really improve the service users' feelings of empowerment.
Why not have a big page, a letter with pictures on and big words on?
People with a full range of abilities to communicate.
It's so taken for granted.
It is taken for granted by pretty much all the people, who don't work in that kind of environment.
We need talented people on the other end to really go, you know, 99% of the way. You were telling us about what you like to do with your shared family, and you drew us this picture. So do you like to take photos with your shared family? You enjoy doing photos with your shared family?
What do you think about having somebody who can talk to you about what you think and what you want, and then can go and talk to other people about that for you?
Yes.
You think that's a good idea?
Yes.
And has anyone ever done that for you?
No.
No. So would you like to have someone that did that for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then, that's great. You haven't got an advocate, have you?
No, I haven't, no.
You haven't, but Jean has got an advocate.
You're very good.
Would you like to tell Tony what it's like to have an advocate?
Oh man, sometimes it's a man or a lady, and they're very good when they come out sometimes. And if you want to talk about it in private, you got to go and talk somewhere else.
What sorts of things would they talk with you about?
Anything you like to say.
There was a few people who really wanted to go to town.
They wanted their independence.
Yeah,
didn't
they really wanted independence. It means so much to them to almost function as a normal member of society. But there's also the other side of it, whereas are they actually capable enough to go into town and manage the bus services or train times and actually get back home safe?
Well, I don't know where I'm living at the moment, because I can't go to Shrewsbury on my own. And I want to go. I know where the bus stop is, everything.
Is there anyone you can turn to voice this issue and get things changed?
I ain't got no one at the moment.
I feel I need somebody to come to my workplace and
give me some advice on how to control a system to put in place on how I can work better. The way I am, I'm very sensitive, so I will always end up hiding away and crying.
Personally, I think that sometimes their demands aren't actually that unreasonable, but they just need someone to fight their corner because, again, they can't express themselves.
In the meeting, we were talking about what would make the service better for them.
Because I live in Highley, in Bridgnorth, I don't get to see my family because they live a long way, and I think it would be much easier if there was a service, like support.
So somebody to accompany you to see
your family.
Yeah. When asked what you thought Shared Lives could offer more of, what did you say?
Reading and writing. Reading and writing and songs, numbers, letters.
Excellent.
I think they should have more services to know what we're doing in the future for all the adults and all the service users in the world, to know what jobs we can have and stuff, and lots of information tells you and helps you and stuff.
There are a number of kind of suggestions really in terms of what improvements could be considered for the service as to when it moves over to a social enterprise. It's creating a service really which can be spontaneous to the needs of the individual people in which they look after.
So there were lots of opportunities to have and to develop much more transparent procedures where carers could be involved and understand some of the decisions that were being made without disclosing personal information. We thought that there was a real opportunity to use respite in a more adventurous way as a precursor to moving on. So where particularly parents or carers were suffering from ill health or were getting older, that respite placements could be used much more to introduce the idea of this could become a permanent placement. The interaction between the service users was fabulous, and they had a really fun time, and we had some very, very positive feedback about the style and content of the workshops, and that was very positive from both groups. Many of the service users said that they had really, really enjoyed the workshops and that they wanted to do more of that, actually socialising and getting together where they could discuss issues that were of importance to them, and they could discuss new ideas, and they could actually support one another.
I really enjoyed actually working with the groups of carers.
I really enjoyed the Shared Life stakeholder conversation and was absolutely knocked out by some of the service users' responses.
I wouldn't mind doing more of them because they were enjoyable.
But it's where I really hope it's acted on what we've done.
Yeah.
You know, this service that's supposed to be coming forward.
And that's what's really important about that service, is that it's addressing social exclusion.